is going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday. Thank you guys all so much for tuning back in, and let's jump right into it. So, as you guys can see, the NASDAQ today just had two main directions it wanted to choose. Early on, around market open, it was uptrending, it was very bullish on the day, making higher highs and higher lows. And right around here at 1 o'clock exactly, the market decided to go the exact opposite direction and it shot down, right? It was very bearish now, just making lower lows and lower highs, pretty significant ones too, and there's a reason for that I'll get into a little bit later. But just on the recap, I was green today again, not much at all. Today I only traded mainly with like $2,500, so it's almost 1%, but still the dollar amount obviously wasn't anything crazy. I was up $2 on TQs and $18 on SQs. So I made the majority of my money on SQs today, and I only traded the first 2 hours that the market opened up. And yeah, so a lot of you guys might be wondering, well, how I made my money only on SQs today, and the reason that would be surprising is because SQQQ acts in direct opposite of the NASDAQ. So if you guys will see earlier on, as the NASDAQ was pushing up, that means SQQQ was falling, right? It's doing the exact opposite of what I just showed you. And I was able to make money on it, even though the NASDAQ was really pushing up today, because I never felt comfortable getting into TQs at one point. Because right around here was when the market opened up at 6:30, and it was already near the top VWAP, and it did kind of explode and push up a bit past it. But I never wanted to get back into TQs because it was just really overbought, right? The NASDAQ kept pushing up, and even though it didn't slow down and I probably should have gone with TQs more, I did obviously take a couple trades here and there. That's why I was only up $2. I lost some money and made some, but the reason why I didn't want to get into TQs was because it was just really trending up next to the top VWAP the whole day, and I thought it was looking to be pretty overbought. But if you look at it on the bigger picture, it kind of did make sense. It could push up a bit after it broke above this green SMA line here that it's been struggling to kind of pass, right? It's been kind of falling anytime it's approached it, but it finally pushed above it and it had a nice rally. And it's not a big shocker. It did get rejected where it did because of that previous area where it happened to it before on the bigger time frame. So it did get rejected there ultimately, and there was potential for this thing to really just start soaring a lot. But what happened at 1 o'clock basically was that there were earnings reports for some big companies, and those were Google and Microsoft. And yeah, I'll show you guys the charts right now, but the earnings just indicated that there was a lot more uh, their growth basically was slowing down in terms of sales still, and yeah, just not the best report. So let me pull up Microsoft for you guys. There, as you guys can see, just took a nice horrible beating right around when the market closed. Obviously tanked humongous. That's like around almost a 10% drop, right? 8 to 9% drop. And Google, this is how Google looks, and pretty similar to it. And even though this is like a 7% drop and Google is like 9 to 10%, that the reason why that is super significant is because these are huge companies, right? So it makes sense that they have such a big influence on the market. So other tech stocks would likely be falling, and that's why the NASDAQ ultimately fell, because it's mainly consisted of tech stocks, right? And because Microsoft and Google did not do well, obviously they all tanked too, and an 8% drop in a company as big as those is pretty significant. That's why there was such a large reaction. But yeah, just not the best sign for other future tech stocks that might be reporting earnings soon. But yeah, we'll definitely be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I just wanted to let you guys off with that recap. But basically today, I just made my money on SQs when I found the NASDAQ to be more overbought and it started to struggle. Right around here, if I remember correctly, was my biggest trade I had on SQs, and it wasn't even anything crazy, only like $15-20, and it was right around up here. I saw a common resistance right around here, that NASDAQ, that it didn't want to push past it, and once it kind of started fading off again and fizzling out, I decided to take a play on SQs, and once I saw a drop right around here, I cut profits. And yeah, so basically I took profits and I just wanted to be done with it because I thought the Nasdaq had a good shot of picking back up anywhere here and forming kind of a higher low. I wasn't sure where, and I didn't want to really get greedy because I was red on the day at one point, like what I was up. So $20 is what I was down. So I did make it back and more, and I just wanted to call it then because I didn't have much longer to trade. So yeah, thank you guys all so much for tuning back in for the recap. And yeah, I'm gonna be making sure to cover other earnings reports. So if you guys want to know a little more about how those went and everything like that, just make sure to tune on back in. And other than that, yeah, thank you guys so much again, and have a great day. I'll see you guys all tomorrow and the rest of the week.